Good morning. Well, it's a beautiful day here in Powell, Tennessee, so we decided why not leave. Now we've got plans, we made plans to go on another distillery tour. It's been a year since our last one. If you haven't seen that, it'll be up here. But yeah, we just felt like it was time to do another one, looked at ones that were available, and unless you do these things 90 days out, it's kind of slim pickings. But I did get this one about 60 days out. So this has been in the works for about 2 months now. But we will be headed to the Evan Williams Distillery in Louisville, Kentucky. We are going to make a stop or two along the way. You'll just have to wait to find out. But let's head on over, pick up Enzo. We both live in Powell, but we live on opposite ends of Powell. So about 7 to 10 minute drive. And we'll get him in here and we'll head north. I'm pretty excited about it. I just use the force to hit record on the camera. I have no idea.
We'll use the force. That's not how the force works. Oh, really? You're cold?
Didn't know doing this would start the recording. Doesn't end the recording. If I do it over here, over here, over here. Huh. Okay, let's try it one more time.
That's pretty cool. That's nifty. Nice.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Well, it is now.
It is now. I can't turn it off. It's just to start it. I don't.
Weird.
Yeah.
How'd you figure that out?
Oh, I was too slow. I was thinking do I need to start it, stop it? No. I'll wait till he gets in here. Well, and I just held my hand here for a second.
Yeah.
And it started recording. And I was like, what else can I do?
That's funny.
No.
That's really funny. Oh, man.
5 minutes later.
Well, we are on our way.
We're on the road.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
It's been about 14 months since we did the last one.
That's crazy, man.
Some of the things we do, I'm like, man, that feels like it was yesterday.
I know.
Like when we went to Heaven Hill. No, it's 14 months ago when we went and did the cave hiking.
Yep. I had my moment on that last video we did where I had a mental breakdown about how fast time's moving by, and so I'm over it now. I've accepted it. So anytime you tell me something's been 24 months ago, I'm just going, okay.
I think it rubbed off on me because now I think about it and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Well, because I saw our camping video with Shane, and that was 8 years ago, and I was like,
yeah.
how was that 8 years ago?
Yeah.
And here we've discovered the rare white wall climbing monkeys. Very rare in their natural habitat.
Yeah.
Almost a decade. So yeah, no, now you've rubbed that off on me. Now, and every time something pops up, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
But no, I'm pretty excited. Headed to Evan Williams today.
Oh yeah. So that brings up the question: anything particular you are looking out for? Are you just here to learn?
Well, I'm here to learn. One of my favorite things is the history of the pour. I like to learn the backstory, and I know absolutely nothing about Evan Williams.
Yeah.
So I'm here to learn, to just enjoy the experience. I did look up on their website, prior to us driving today, just to see what all bottles that they have, and they have a completely different line that I'd never heard of.
Yeah.
So we'll get to experience that as well today. It's called Square 6.
Right. Are they connected with Heaven Hill somehow?
Yeah, I think Heaven Hill owns them now.
That's what I thought. Okay.
But they're still like their own.
They're still their own, yeah.
Label, yeah.
Right. Okay, cool.
So I'm looking forward to just seeing that and just the basic tour. So whenever there's something new, I like new. I'm always excited about trying new things or going new places. So just overall, like I'm stoked.
Me too, man. I'm always happy to take a little road trip, man. Go up to Kentucky. Kentucky's nice, and
it's not that far.
It's not that far. Being from Tennessee is a short trip, and it's just like, to me, it's like North Tennessee. It's nice, man. So where are we in the Lexington area, or where are we going here?
Well,
are we north of that tiny capital?
we're actually going to stop in that tiny capital first. We're going to stop at Buffalo Trace and hit up the gift shop. I have kept record this week of the Buffalo Trace predictors.
Yes.
To see what was going to be available at Buffalo Trace. I don't give two flying flips about Blanton's, so I was I was really hoping it wasn't going to be Blanton's today.
Which it looks like it's not.
It's not. Blanton's went yesterday.
Awesome.
So
Great.
I've been crossing my fingers.
Eagle Rare, baby. Bring on that Eagle Rare. That's all I'm saying, man.
So I had an entire week's worth of watching the predictor, and the predictor was, I don't want to say wrong every day, but second choice, because they always show like it's either going to be this or this.
Okay.
The first one has the highest percentage chance of it being that. But because Blanton's never went for like a whole week, it threw the predictor off every day. So every day, it was the second choice of what it was going to be. Like it was either going to be Weller or Eagle Rare. Well, it was Eagle Rare. Well, it was going to be Eagle Rare or E.H. Taylor. It was E.H. Taylor. And so I had to make an adjustment page, have a second page of the adjustments. And so today, there's a 63% chance it's going to be Weller Special Reserve.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the not good Weller. It's fine, but 29% chance it's Eagle Rare.
Please, Eagle Rare. Please.
So if we're going on the assumption that it's been the second one for the past week, it could be Eagle Rare.
Yeah, I hope, man.
Because we were either hoping for Eagle Rare or E.H. Taylor, and E.H. Taylor went on. What day did that go? Friday. So I doubt they're going to
EHT's pretty much out.
Yeah, there's all like an 8% chance of E.H. Taylor. Okay. So
well, see, and I was hoping for Eagle Rare just because it's within my budget. You know? So for me, that's a big deal. And I remember the last time you gifted me a bottle of Eagle Rare, and I was blown away with it. I really, that bottle like really grew on me a lot, which I liked it initially. And then every time I drank it, I'm like, this is just better than I remember it. Every time I drink it. So yeah, I would love to get a bottle of Eagle Rare. So
if it's Weller, will you get just a standard Buffalo Trace?
You know, that's what I'm thinking. I'll probably just go with a standard Buffalo Trace, just because it's funny how hard that's gotten to get. Just regular old Buffalo Trace. Yeah, I probably would. I'd probably go with BT over Weller. What about you?
Same.
Yeah.
I mean, God, I would love a Weller 107.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna find that. So
yeah.
So then after that, we're gonna head on over to Louisville. That's where Evan Williams is. So we're gonna be downtown Louisville, and we're gonna get some lunch at a restaurant that the Knoxville Bourbon Society has talked about. It was on their page, and I've did some research. God, I hate that word.
Yeah.
And it's called Muscles and Burgers Bar.
Okay.
Something like that.
Cool.
And it's a block from Evan Williams. So they've apparently got a really good bourbon selection.
Nice.
So we'll have maybe a little bourbon for lunch, and then have some bourbon on the tour, and then buy some more bourbon. And we're just gonna be bourboned out. But
oh yeah, man.
So we've got about an hour and a half left till until we get to Buffalo Trace. So we will see you all there. We don't want to bore you with just an hour and a half of staring at our face or staring at the road. So we'll see you at Buffalo Trace.
See y'all there.
So we're done at Buffalo Trace. We didn't do a tour, so there's not a lot of pictures or filming or anything in there because we just did the gift shop. We were here looking to see what the allocated bottle was. We were really hoping that it was going to be
Eagle Rare.
Yeah. It was just Weller. So I got a Weller.
I got the BT.
The old BT. We did a tasting. So that was nice, free tasting.
Yeah, it was good. Well, we got to try the wheated vodka, the Weller, the Buffalo Trace, and the Sazerac Rye, which the wheated vodka surprised me how smooth it was.
Yeah.
Already know I like Buffalo Trace.
The Sazerac was better than I remember.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The Sazerac was like, surprised me. I'm like, this is pretty nice.
Don't adjust your phone or your TV. This lens flare is because we're parked in the sun and it just happens to be hitting right there. So just call me Michael Bay.
I swoop low with the telephoto. No Bruckheimer, I work solo. If there's one thing I've learned, bitch, this game is about motherfucking money.
But now we are headed to lunch. We got about a 45-minute drive to downtown Louisville for lunch, and then we'll have our main tour of the day. But I'm looking forward to lunch because I am getting hungry. I did not eat breakfast. Wanted to save room for
I didn't eat breakfast either. Yeah,
the insanity of today. So let's head on down the road.
Let's do it. Let's go.
All right, well, I say that was pretty much a day well spent.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Anytime getting to go hit some distilleries up in Kentucky is time worth its weight in gold.
It is. And so the best part for me is learning the history of the pour, if you will, and the fact that I knew nothing about Evan Williams going into it, other than listening to people like talk shit about, oh, it's just Evan Williams.
Yeah.
And then going and learning the history of the man and everything that he was and did for Louisville.
Yeah, yeah.
And he also was a distiller.
Yeah, yeah, crazy. Yeah, yeah. A stonemason, a wharf master, a distiller. He built the courthouse. He built his own distillery, and he built
prison.
He built the prison.
Yeah.
So pretty impressive, man. No, we had a conversation too, as well, actually, about how the current generation of, well, I don't know. We won't get on that, but I'll just say it's amazing what people used to be capable of doing,
right? Versus
and maybe now not so much
today. Yeah.
Anyway, but we had some good picks. We had some good pickups.
Yeah. Okay. Let's show that.
Yeah.
Let's start with, since we went to Buffalo Trace first. Just did the gift shop.
We'll start with yours if you want.
Sure.
All right.
Start
cool,
with mine.
Cool.
We went in kind of knowing what their daily sales item were, and you had to wait till like 30 minutes before. I feel like I gotta sneeze. Oh shit! Sorry. One more. Always
Bless
two.
you.
So
Always two.
always two.
What is no? I'm thinking of the Star Wars quote.
Oh, the Sith.
About the Sith.
Always two there are. No more, no less.
So 30 minutes before the line opens, and on Sundays it doesn't open until 11. So at 10:30 they posted what the allocated bottle of the day was, and it was Weller Special Reserve. So after much deliberation, that's what I ended up going with.
Yep.
I went back and forth. We both were going to get just a Buffalo Trace, but then I decided, I'm like, I've got a Buffalo Trace at home.
Right.
Weller's, it's okay. I mean, it's the base model. You know, if I want Weller, I want 107.
107. Yeah.
But it was $3 more than the Buffalo Trace, so I went ahead and got it. So that was my pickup from Buffalo Trace, and you got
Yes. Hang on. Let me get mine here.
ADD. He's reading the bottle.
Sorry. Yeah. I had to. I was just curious. I was reading about W.L. Weller.
Ah, yes.
Let's see. I got. I just went. I said this already before this, but I went regular old BT.
Yeah.
Regular old Buffalo Trace is wonderful stuff, and I want to sit down and compare Buffalo Trace side by side with Weller Special Reserve, and just kind of note those differences. We did it at the tasting over there.
Yeah.
But I didn't have enough time to really like.
Yeah, she was quick.
She was fast. Yeah, it was fast.
It was interesting though for the tasting. I don't know if we actually got into that earlier or not, but like you started with Wheatley vodka.
Yeah.
Going from vodka to bourbon.
Yeah.
My mouth was like, the fuck?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Is happening? Yeah.
So that was kind of a weird combination. But but we did talk about that because then we had the Sazerac and it was better than we remembered. So
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, Buffalo Trace was cool. I also had to pick up a bandana while we were there. Have I already shown this?
I think you did.
Did I? Yeah. Okay.
I'm going back now. It's been a long day.
It has been. Yeah. So I'll just pretend that I didn't say that.
Oddly enough, after multiple drinks and further in the day, we speak much better. We just forgot what we did earlier.
Yeah.
So, but after that, we went and had lunch at Muscles and Burger Bar.
Yeah, that place was great.
Had a really good selection of bourbons and whiskeys. Some were fairly priced.
Many were not.
Many were not. So I got Russell's Reserve 10-year.
Yeah. And I just went with the Rittenhouse Rye, which that one was fairly priced.
Yeah. This was what, $7?
$7.
Minus $10
for a 2-ounce pour. I'm like, all right, I'll do that.
That's great.
And that Rittenhouse is tasty. Man, I forgot how good it is.
Yeah, if I'm going rye, like Rittenhouse, top shelf.
I agree with you. I think that's. I mean, for your pound per pound.
Yeah,
that is a great rye. Yeah, I think, dude, if I had to pick budget options, bourbon, rye, I'm going Evan Williams Bottled Bond for just it's just.
Well, that's a okay, yeah.
Well, no, sorry, correct.
No, that's fine. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you're right. Go ahead.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Is it a blend?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
What more are you gonna say?
No.
Is it a whiskey or is it a bourbon?
It's bourbon.
It's bourbon.
Yeah.
Then what did I say wrong?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Evan Williams Bottled Bond for the rye. Yeah, 100% Rittenhouse. Like Rittenhouse is just—it's so good. Anyway, so yeah, I guess from there, Evan Williams was a really cool experience. Loved their setup for the tour. It was really cool. They had kind of some videos and stuff, and they had a lot of what would you call it? a lot of like scenes and stuff that they built into the tour.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
It kind of not interactive, but just video scenes that you watched as you progressed through the tour.
Yeah.
So it taught a lot of the history of the man and the facility and how it started and all that.
Right. And then the tasting was great there.
Oh, the tasting was.
The tasting was great because we got to. They have it looked like two. Maybe there's one more I didn't see, but they had 2 dedicated bars for tasting, and they're built into the scenery of the not 1800. What year would that have been? I guess around 1780s. Yeah, the 1780s Louisville. That's really cool, and the bars are really, really neat. You sit down and then you get 4 pours. 4 light pours, and for us it was. Let's see, it was
single barrel,
the Evan Williams single barrel, the blend,
Master's blend,
the Master's blend, and then the Square 6
rye.
Thank you. And lastly was the Evan Williams 12 year.
Yeah.
And so why don't you give your picks for that?
So we went through and tried all of them. And he gave us tasting notes and smell notes and things like that. And I disagreed with the majority of them. However, I really enjoyed, and I hate to say that I wanted to enjoy the 12 year.
Yeah.
Because out of all of them that I knew that we were going to potentially try, it's one of the few ones I actually looked up and was like, ooh, based on the notes that I've read, this one's going to be really good.
Yeah.
And so I was hoping it was going to be really good. And then I saw the price, or heard the price, and I was like, oh,
too harsh.
But it was really good. So, I kind of ranked the 12 year as the best. Kind of a tie-ish for second between the Square 6 high rye and the single barrel.
Yeah.
And then the Master's blend, which was apparently a blend of all 5 of their mainline products into one.
Yeah.
I didn't particularly care for it.
I didn't either. And so for me, I put Square 6 at the top just because it was so different. It was so different. Very bready flavor.
With grass.
Yeah, with like a fresh cut grass thing going on.
If you baked a loaf of bread and then rolled it in freshly mowed grass.
Yeah. But it had
oddly enough, that's tasty.
It had this finish that it just went on forever.
Yeah.
Really good. But that's about $90 a bottle, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not a cheap bottle. So that was my number 1. My number 2 was the 12 year. Number 3 was the single barrel, and then 4 was the blend,
Master's blend.
Which the blend was $90 freaking dollars. What, or 70? I can't remember.
79, something like that.
So I mean, the blend wasn't cheap either, and to me it was not really overwhelming.
Yeah. Not enough to be like, oh, that's the one.
Yeah, that's exactly. So you want to get into what we picked up at Evan Williams?
Sure. Yeah. So we both purchased things that you cannot purchase anywhere else.
Yes.
So from our previous run to Heaven Hill last year, one of my favorite purchases was the Bartender's Handshake.
Good stuff.
It is the Heaven Hill pre-made
let me read the bottle. It's pre-made old-fashioned. Yeah.
My brain went whiskey sour. Man. This side of my brain said whiskey sour, and this side went, what the?
Yeah.
And I couldn't get past whiskey sour. Pre-made.
Yeah. Old-fashioned.
And like I said, I remember having that last year, and I bought a bottle last year and killed it.
It's delicious. Absolutely delicious.
So good. Yeah. So, and you can only buy that at a Heaven Hill place in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So only in Bardstown or only at the storefront in Louisville.
Yeah.
So, I was like, well, I have to get that.
Yeah. I got a bottle of this as well for my dad, just because he loves old fashions in general, but also he loves that flavor profile. And probably his favorite whiskey right now is TX. Which, I mean, it's not the same as an old fashioned, but it does have that kind of sweetness to it. The Handshake is awesome. So good choice, man.
So then the second one that I got was my second, third-ish pick from our lineup is the single barrel. Also can only be purchased in this form at either the distillery or the Evan Williams experience. So just things that you can't get on the shelf at Total Wine or wherever.
This one, man, I gotta say, it tempted me pretty strongly. Yeah, I think this is a good buy, man. Heck, dude, yeah, it's freaking. How old is this? It's what?
9 years.
9 years. Yeah, I mean they put the date, but they didn't say the actual.
Yeah, it was barreled.
Yeah, 9 years in 2015. So that's 9 years. So yeah, I mean that's man.
So and it was only 40, 50. Oh yeah, 49. So yeah, 50. Yeah. The bartender's handshake was $34.99. So I got out of there for $90. So
yeah, I mean excellent.
And what did you pick up other than the bartender's handshake?
Other than the bartender's handshake. Let's see if this is the right bag here, because I've got two separate bags.
Should be the square one.
I'm looking. I think I found it. Maybe. Yep, this is it. I kept it again. Y'all know me. I'm a budget drinker. And I kept it within budget, but still really cool. Waiting to pass this guy because I want to hold up a bottle of liquor while somebody can see. This is regular black label Evan Williams, and it is in a special bottle, however, that's only available at the distillery. Well, at the storefront.
Yeah, storefront at the Evan Williams Experience.
Yeah, at the Experience. So it's got it's wax. What do you call it? Wax coated top, and it's got a label that shows off the building, which is pretty neat. Yeah, so I mean, and that was very affordable, $19.99. So what I want to do with this is I want to sit, because like Evan Williams BIB is my favorite. So I want to sit down with this and the BIB side by side and just do a direct comparison, because
should you do it blind?
Yeah, we should 100% do it blind.
I should give it to you blind to see which one you like better.
We're going to do that. So we'll definitely do that on a video or something. So yeah, and you know what? I mean, like, I do like to have like a very budget pour around sometimes, because it's like, if I have a night where, oh yeah, I'll have a drink tonight. Typically when I do that, like I usually have 2 pours. And so it's nice to start off with something really good that I know is going to be nice, and then end with something just chill, So this will be good for that. So yeah, excited about that. And I definitely just wanted to have something that you can't get elsewhere.
Yeah.
So
that was really the main focal point of what we were buying, because other than the Buffalo Trace, and well, actually with the Buffalo Trace, that's harder.
I know, just regular old Buffalo Trace is like, that's difficult to get now.
Yeah.
So I'm happy picking that up.
So yeah, no, I think it was win-win. I think we made good choices.
Oh heck yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm looking forward to the next time we can hang out and crack open some bottles here.
Heck yeah.
That'll be good. Well, anything else we want to cover?
No, we've got 100 miles or so to get back home. So this is the part of the trip where we just let the music rip.
Right.
I sing poorly. He sings much better, but it all works. And sometimes I introduce him to music that he hasn't heard.
That's true.
Kid Rock. I introduced him to Kid Rock song.
I'd heard of Kid Rock, but I'd not heard the specific Kid Rock song.
And I knew every foul word, word for word.
That was good
times. And then he always is like, have you heard of this? I'm like, no. So yeah, I'd say most of my newer music has been influenced by this guy right here. So everything from Coheed to Culture Wall and all the other C's in between have been influenced by this man saying, have you listened to this? I'm like, nope. And then I listened to it. I'm like, oh, it's awesome. So
that's how I felt about Still Woods, though. Like after you played it on the camping trip, I was like, damn, I like this. And I've gone back and listened to a lot of Still Woods since then. It's a good freaking Southern rock, man, which is not, Southern rock's not something that's really, I don't think of as still being a thing as much as it used to be,
Right.
With like Leonard Skinner and Allman Brothers and stuff like that. Yeah, anyway, it's good. Still Woods has some good stuff. So we'll get some tunes cranking.
Well, and we also we stopped at Buc-ee's and got some dinner, but as we were eating, we were listening to music while we were eating before we started talking, and I said, I'll die on this hill, and then we'll end here, because this has nothing to do with Evan Williams. The decade that had the best music, and we didn't know it then, but we know it now. Feel free to disagree, but you're wrong. Was the 90s. Because you had the 80s hair metal bands that I grew up with still in the early 90s. And then you had the 90s country singers come in.
Yeah.
And then you had the pop toward the end of the 90s, the emo, the grunge.
Punk was getting big in the 90s. Yeah.
You know, was coming in there at the end of the 90s. So the 90s was...
Well, punk was already around, but I guess like...
It got bigger.
It was getting bigger, yeah. It was getting more mainstream, yeah.
So you just had this hodgepodge, this melting pot, a cacophony, if you will, of just everything that you could possibly ever want in music, all within one decade. And so we've been listening to 90s country primarily on this trip back home. So that's what we're going to go back to now with some 90s music. And I don't know what the next video you'll see after this is, but I'm sure there will be new alcohol in the video. That we will tell you all about whenever that time comes. So
looking forward to it. Well, guys, we want to wrap it up, you think?
I think so.
Well, hey, guys, thank y'all so much for joining us. This has been a fun one. As always, it's always fun to get a distillery tour and pick up some new bottles. We'll catch up with you guys soon. We'll do some videos on these bottles, I'm sure, coming up. Definitely we'll do an Evan Williams video because I definitely want to do blind taste on those. But yeah, guys, thanks again. I've been Enzo. This has been Walsh, and we are KnoxKnifeMods, and we will see you in the next video. Peace, guys.
Take care.